We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault lines with Gaurie Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault lines with Gaurie Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.
Hello and welcome. We have a very special guest with us here today on the NDTV network for an exclusive interview. It's the Second Lady of the United States, Ms. Usha Vance. Ms. Vance, NDTV की दर्शकों की तरफ से आपको नमस्कार. You know, there's a lot of curiosity about what's going on in your kitchen. Everyone is most interested because the Vice President himself has said that he was a meat and potatoes man until he met you, and then your mother taught him how to cook. So now everyone wants to know, what is it that he cooks for you?
Well, he's very experimental. He'll try anything. So he's done everything from chana masala to, has been making a specialty of desserts recently. So our children especially enjoy that.
In your home, what does a traditional Indian meal look like?
Well, my family is from Andhra Pradesh. And so,
they have the most amazing cuisine.
Yes, I think so. Although we've been enjoying the food of other areas as well while we're here. So my mother and grandmother are both excellent cooks. And my father, too, actually makes very good dosa, pasaratu, things like that. So, I mean, I think it looks exactly like what you might imagine. You know, sometimes it's very simple and it's sambar and rice and some sort of kura. Sometimes it's a little bit more complicated and
Very good evening. Good afternoon. You're watching NDTV World. I'm Gaurie Dwivedi. Over the course of the next 2 hours, we will bring you up to speed with all that's happening with regard to India's relationship with Cyprus. This is the first visit of the Prime Minister after Operation Sindoor. First to Cyprus, then to Canada and Croatia. We're going to bring you up to speed with all that and more. First up, the headlines. Prime Minister Modi holds roundtable with the Cyprus president, addresses the Indian and Cyprus business leader community, underlines that Cyprus has been a reliable partner to India for a long time. It's strategy and not just a stopover. Prime Minister Modi's Cyprus visit sets alarm bells ringing in terror-abettor Turkey. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to arrive in Canada on Monday evening for the G7 summit, marking the second leg of his three-nation tour after Cyprus. Israel and Iran trade aerial barrages for third consecutive night. US Embassy in Tel Aviv shut for Monday after minor damage from Iranian missile that struck near its branch. Iran responds to India's request for the safe evacuation of over 1,500 Indian students, says though airspace is shut, all land borders are open for safe evacuation of Indian nationals. All right, viewers, if you're tuning in right now, Prime Minister Modi has embarked on his three-nation tour. First since Operation Sindoor, it's a landmark visit. First leg of that is Cyprus, where Prime Minister Modi is, in fact, once again taking India's digital revolution global. This is after the successful rollouts in France and the UK. Prime Minister Modi has confirmed that talks are underway to bring India's UPI, yes, that tap and pay magic, all the way to Cyprus. India now powers half of the world's digital transactions, and Cyprus might soon ride that wave as well. In fact, Prime Minister Modi's message was clear. India isn't just building at home, it is shaping the future of global finance. So viewers, if you're tuning in right now, the important part is the PM is in Cyprus. He first held a roundtable meeting with business delegations from both sides. And then very shortly from now is when the bilateral discussions between him and the Cyprus president are going to take place. So when he did meet the business community, his message was loud and clear, simple, which was that the UPI, which has been a huge success in India, is something that can be tapped by Cyprus as well. From billion-dollar infrastructure projects to now becoming a booming startup scene, all that India is now pitching itself as the next global hub, especially when it comes to chips, biotechnology, as well as clean energy. And in a proud moment, he's set to receive the second highest civilian honor, which is the Grand Cross of the Order of Makarios III. Later today, it will be the Prime Minister's 22nd such accolade. From UPI to diplomacy, the Prime Minister's visit to Cyprus is about strategy, trust, and taking India global. All right, viewers, let's now talk about what exactly is it that the India-Cyprus relationship is now going to be all about. If we were to focus on the big issues, let's put that out for our viewers to see. First and foremost, of course, this is a relationship that goes back to 6 decades. Cyprus is among India's top 10 investors, and between 2000 and 2025, $14.65 billion was the FDI that came into India. Defense, energy, trade pacts are the fulcrum of this growing partnership. The reason why investments in energy as well as shipping and technology are likely to dominate is simply because of the location at which Cyprus sits. It sits at the southern end of the Mediterranean Sea, and that linkage is going to be extremely crucial, and also the fact it is very rich in energy deposits, which is why you see some of those sectors likely to dominate even the conversation that the PM will have very shortly with the Cyprus president as well. The cultural and community ties also is another important aspect that we'll come to in just a bit. But the shared interests in the Mediterranean region, what I was referring to earlier, IMEC, a huge aspiration for India, in all probability will run through Cyprus, will run through this area, which is why it's so significant from a strategic point of view, from a cultural point of view, and of course from protecting interests going forward. Cultural and community ties that I was referring to is another area where both sides are building their bridges further, and the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav was celebrated there as well. Now, the other side to it, why is this so important, viewers? One is it protects our interests from a strategic point of view, from an economic point of view, from a political point of view. The other is it also sends a very loud and clear message. This is the first visit, as I said, viewers, after Operation Sindoor. What happened during Operation Sindoor? One saw Turkey backing Pakistan to the hilt. Those Turkish drones that Pakistan flew is what one saw, and in fact, Ankara doubled down on that commitment with Islamabad, which is why this visit to Cyprus is going to be so important. It is going to allow India to build that anti-terror nexus with Cyprus and also EU. Cyprus takes the EU rotational presidency next year, and this is going to help India rally global support when it comes to Erdogan. And this is the reason, as I said, there are two aspects to this important visit. One, which we talked about, the strategic aspect, and second is this. There are clear geopolitical messages that need to be sent, and this is what is being sent to Turkey, to Ankara, which has been supporting Pakistan all along. And let me now get in my colleague Ghazali, who's going to join us to give us an update as to what all is likely to happen in this. Ghazali, talk to us about in your expectation as to, you've been working up your phones with your sources within the MEA. What are they saying about this visit in terms of some of the big milestones that are likely to be achieved? Ghazali, is my voice reaching you?
Yes. Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm saying go ahead. You've been working up the phones in the MEA. What are they telling you?
Right now, see, this is a very significant trip of Prime Minister Modi to Cyprus, and one important significant or signal could be that the Prime Minister Modi can go with the President of Cyprus to the location, to the disputed territory between Turkey and Cyprus, and that could signal that how India is going to stand with Cyprus in these hours, and also to send out a message to Turkey that they stood with Pakistan, they backed Pakistan when the Operation Sindoor was on. But besides that, that's just one part of this diplomatic trip. The other important aspect is the IMEC corridor. India has been focusing on the connectivity projects, whether it's International North-South Transit Corridor or whether it is IMEC corridor. And basically with IMEC, why India's interests are lying hugely with IMEC is because IMEC was conceptualized by India during the G20 summit when India was hosting it a couple of years ago. And the geostrategic location of Cyprus suggests that it could be one of the important nodes of IMEC project, and that is why our relations with Cyprus is very important. The other important aspect is that Cyprus is also going to head the EU presidency on the rotational basis by next year, and we already are in talks with the EU when it comes to the free trade agreement, and perhaps when Cyprus will be heading the EU presidency, that entire talk will also get a flip. So from all these points of view, and India is also getting a new partner in European world, so be it in the cooperation in the sector of defense, energy, investment, because Prime Minister also met some of the prominent businessmen of Cyprus yesterday evening before being hosted for dinner by the Prime Minister over there, so the President of Cyprus. So it is very significant that Indian Prime Minister is also looking to invite the businessmen from Cyprus to invest in India. So all these investment from the point of view of investment, from the point of view of also having people-to-people connect with Cyprus, cultural ties with Cyprus, this all will get a lot of boost with
Ghazali, I'm going to keep coming back to you. But viewers, one of the most important aspects that Ghazali just pointed out, that the PM is likely, possibly, going to visit to that green line, that area which is your UN buffer zone that has been created. A third of Cyprus has been illegally occupied by Turkey for the last 50 years. And in that buffer zone, there is a possibility that the Prime Minister may go. As I said, there are two legs to this important visit. One, the strategic aspect. Second, it's equally important to poke terror a better Turkey and tell them that India is not going to take it lying down. I'm going to slip into a very short break, come back on the other side, talk more about, well, one of the members of the business leadership who joined the Prime Minister yesterday in that India-Cyprus business leadership. We're going to understand from him what are the key areas that are likely to be focused. Stay with us.
This is an appeal to stop the dirty water crisis. Filming with WaterAid, I've met children like Karim who have to drink water from rivers and holes dug deep into the ground. The water is dirty, filled with germs and disease. That's why I'm asking you to help communities change this picture. You can help bring clean water to a child right now by texting or calling WaterAid to give £2 a month. WaterAid are already working with communities, helping them to install life-saving pipes and taps. With clean water, everything changes. The children are full of energy, full of hope for the future. WaterAid have already brought clean water to nearly 30 million people, but we can't stop now. Today, 1,000 children will die from dirty water, poor sanitation or hygiene. So please text the word water to 85525 or call WaterAid now on 0800 277 0990 to give £2 a month.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for 30% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
Done from work said it's a lovely hike.
Triathlon, John. Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
With our amazing range of skincare and free skin expertise online and in store, that's your skincare sorted.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's fantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
I bought cars on finance, so I've made my claim.
If our lenders charge hidden commissions, then I've made my claim.
I could be on thousands.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim. It's so quick and simple.
You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from vehicles bought on finance since 2007, even without the details.
I've made my claim.
Trust myclaimgroup.co.uk.
Claims made simple.
All right, viewers, if you're tuning in right now, Prime Minister Modi is in Cyprus. This is his first foreign trip since Operation Sindoor last month, and he has chosen Cyprus for a reason. It's going to send a very strong, clear message to terror-abetter Turkey. Ankara backed Islamabad all through the crisis and the escalation between India and Pakistan, and this visit is going to send a strong message to Turkey. Now, let me now rope in Sunil Kapoor. He was part of the 30-member Business Leader Forum, which met the Prime Minister yesterday. In the first day of Prime Minister's visit, there have been business-level delegations that have taken place, and now, shortly, is when the ceremonial welcome is set to take place. Mr. Kapoor, talk to us about the focus in the roundtable discussions that you had. What were the key focus areas from India's point of view when you talk about India-Cyprus business ties?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It was a great special moment for me and all the people in Cyprus, and especially to attend this roundtable held in honor of Prime Minister Modi's visit. I think this was a rare and historic occasion, and I felt proud to witness this firsthand. So as soon as the Prime Minister arrived, the tone was very clear. This was not just another diplomatic visit, it was about shaping the future. And the roundtable brought together a dynamic mix of business leaders, CEOs from Cyprus, India, and there were a couple of people from US and Canada who also joined in. So the room was very full of excitement, ideas, and optimism with mutual respect to everyone. So President Nikos Christodoulidis, he opened with a heartfelt speech. He was talking about his long-standing friendship between India and Cyprus. And he also discussed about something which is forgotten in the history, that at one time India and Cypriot soldiers fought side by side in the World War II. So he was remembering all those times India has been together with Cyprus. Coming back, there was a contribution by business leaders. As we discussed, there were 30, about 10 or 12 people. He spoke about their business module and plans for collaboration, both between Cyprus and India. Prime Minister Modi, he was listening very intently, and then he spoke with clarity and conviction, and he shared India's inspiring transformation over the last 11 years. And he highlighted how he has shaped the digital innovation, digital India, the power of India's UPI payment system where everybody can make payments very easy, and countries now leadership in the AI and tech-driven economy. He also spoke India's
Mr. Kapoor,
commitment
specifically in terms of India-Cyprus business relationship, which according to you could be the thrust areas from government's point of view?
So there are a few things. One is he talked quite a lot about maritime because Cyprus is also a global for ship management. And then he actually focused on developing its maritime infrastructure. So he was talking about modern ports and advanced shipyard and world-class ship repair facilities. So it actually gives a boost to the Cyprus where we are doing ship management here and ship owning. So we can actually order ships in India rather than going to China or other countries. So this was another place we specifically, because we were about 4 or 5 people who were representing the shipping community in Cyprus. So this was one area. Then of course he talked about the digitalization. He talked about the forex. And then the third thing he also, in between, we discussed about how the smart city can focus about doing financing for various new developments.
Indeed. You mentioned about maritime connectivity. Maritime, that does open up a lot of opportunities between India and Cyprus, particularly regarding the IMEC corridor, isn't it? That's a flagship project of the government, and Cyprus could actually play a very important role from a connectivity point of view.
Of course, this was mentioned both by the President and by our Prime Minister Modi ji. They talked about IMEC. They talked about how this could lead to increase in business relations, increase in business transportation. So what actually he came back to stress on one point, he said it's not about the ease of doing business. He's talked about is about the trust of doing business, and he focused on that. And then he brought that there is a need to trust, and then once there is a trust, then also the business will grow. He indeed talked about Make in India, and here in Cyprus also we support that Make in India. Cyprus, India is very big country and they have more resources than Cyprus. But let's combine together how we can both do business together and be a good partner in the future, so that we can gain from our friendship, a long-lasting friendship, just not something which is very short-term.
Lastly, technology and startups is being talked about in terms of a lot of optimism and hope. How do you see that, especially in the backdrop of a startup cooperation forum being set up between India and Cyprus?
I think what we have been actually working for last couple of years, there's a Cyprus Investment Board and also Cyprus Chamber of Commerce. They have been working somehow to bring more, because Cyprus is being seen as a gateway to Europe. And this Modi ji also discussed about it. Yes, we all in India see a gateway to Europe. And these kind of startups, especially the Forex, IT sector, these are the good startups where you can have branch offices, you can even do a startup here, and then you can cover up the whole Europe. And in fact, he mentioned that he is also going to discuss with EU for zero tariff. And once this happens, I'm sure there will be a lot of areas where we can work together, and Cyprus can play a very pivotal role in the future of the startups.
All right. And finally, sir, in terms of, as someone who was there in that meeting, what is your biggest takeaway in that discussion?
The biggest takeaway was that people had been working behind the scene for last some time. Not many things were happening, but now Modi's visit, I'm sure a lot of things will improve. There will be a lot of bilateral discussions. I'm sure because here I can see in Cyprus there's a genuine sense of excitement. Top official, they are all very happy that he has visited, and actually, as he promised, although he was so busy, but he had a stopover. There's a lot of excitement, and I believe a lot of things will happen in coming days and coming months. So I see positivity here.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Mr. Sunil Kapoor, appreciate you joining us live on the broadcast. Mr. Kapoor was among the 30-member business delegation that was part of that forum, which had both the Indian and the Cyprus business community ahead of the delegation level talks that are set to begin very shortly. Viewers, I'm going to slip into a very short break. Come back on the other side. Continue our big focus. Prime Minister Modi in Cyprus. Delegation level talks set to begin soon. We are going to keep getting you the visuals and the updates. Stay with us.
Magic family moments deserve the perfect setting. A stylish awning from House is the ideal addition to your outdoor space. Available in a range of colours and finishes, and with the option of integrated lighting and heating, you can enjoy your outdoor space for even longer. Now that is magic. House awnings, made for life.
What's wrong with the car? It's okay, lads. I'm with the AA. Ah, Bombay mix.
Because the AA has more expert patrols across the country, you'll be back on the road in no time. No wonder more people choose the AA. Join today.
This is an urgent appeal from UNICEF UK. Children in Gaza are in critical need of food, water and medicine, and we need your help. Families are still at risk. The services they rely on have been destroyed and their lives turned upside down. UNICEF is working non-stop, providing life-saving medical supplies, clean water and fuel to keep services running. But we can't do it without you. To find out how you can help, search UNICEF Gaza or text Gaza to 84915. £39 could provide a family with an emergency water and hygiene kit. Whatever you can afford, your vital gift will help UNICEF keep working with children and families in Gaza to get through this crisis. Search UNICEF Gaza online or text Gaza to 84915 and help bring hope for children caught in this devastating crisis. Thank you.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's fantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
Oh, wasn't he lovely? That young man at Avanti Travel Insurance.
Yeah, very.
He was so reassuring. They covered all our medical conditions, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Your diabetes, my dodgy hip.
And the rest.
Even at your age, love. Love?
Oh, great.
Oh, love.
Avanti Travel Insurance cover most pre-existing health conditions for all ages. That's travel reassurance. Call or go online.
I knew I should have got the flamingo.
All right, viewers, if you're tuning in right now, India-Cyprus ties are set to get a fresh boost. On your screens are those visuals that are coming in of the Prime Minister being accorded the ceremonial welcome in Cyprus. This comes after the business level discussions that took place yesterday. The delegation level talks were yesterday, where there was a lot of focus on technology being one, connectivity being one, maritime linkages to be strengthened further. And these are live images that are coming in, visuals of Prime Minister Modi being accorded the ceremonial welcome, and that is the Cyprus president. Very shortly, the bilateral delegation level discussions will begin. He will also be given the ceremonial welcome that is set to begin and very soon. And these are live images and visuals that are coming in from Cyprus. This is the first leg of the three-nation tour. It's a 5-day three-nation tour of the Prime Minister, first since Operation Sindoor. And these are live visuals that are coming in of the PM being accorded the ceremonial welcome in Cyprus, where connectivity and business ties all are being discussed in greater detail. Now, what does this mean for India-Cyprus ties? What does this mean in terms of deeper economic engagement that has been talked about, and the thrust is on specific areas, whether it's technology or connectivity being one. To discuss all that, I have a power-packed panel with me, including the president of the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who's joining us live, Mr. Stavros. Along with him, we have Mr. Ajay Goyal as well, who is an Indian entrepreneur, investor and philanthropist and writer, and he's the founder and owner of Europe's first 5-star yoga-themed sustainable resorts. Mr. Stavros, let me start with you. We're going to keep playing those visuals on our screens that are coming in right now. The ceremonial welcome that is being accorded to the PM. He is in Cyprus, first visit of the PM since 23 years. But I want to understand from you, sir, the business ties that are set to get a fresh impetus with this meeting. In your expectation, what would be that 2 or 3 key areas that you see more focus, more growth likely to take place post this high-profile meeting?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, first of all, for the invitation. But before we start, allow me to convey my condolences to the Indian people for the tragic accident we had a few days ago. For us, it's a very important visit. The Indian Prime Minister, after 23 years, visits Cyprus. The ties of the two nations have always been strong, not only on the political side, but lately, the last decade or so, we started having great economic momentum growing step by step. You mentioned a couple of sectors where this economic development has been taking place: connectivity, shipping especially, maritime in general, I would say. But beyond that, we have other areas now that a lot of work has been done in the background, and the whole thing is really brewing and coming up to give fruits in the sectors of pharmaceutical, green energy, agriculture, academia, and health, and generally education. But for example, yes, a couple of days ago, during this visit, or in preparation for this visit, a very important agreement was signed between the Cyprus Stock Exchange, for example, and the NSE Stock Exchange in Gift City for the cooperation between the two exchanges for the benefit of Cyprus, India, and Europe. This is one of its kind agreements. Now, there is a lot of other areas where a lot of interested entrepreneurs from both sides are working on, and they are not just theoretical, but they are really tangible. And these were explained yesterday in rather detail during our meeting, which it was very encouraging way to see that these meetings are not just meetings for the sake of having meetings, but they are resulting in something really good for the two nations. The other areas where we want to be involved is obviously we believe that we have a great role to play in the IMEC, in the India, Middle East, Europe corridor.
Yes.
As a member of the European Union, we believe we can act as a gateway for Indian companies into Europe.
I was coming to just that, sir.
In Africa.
I was coming to just that, sir. You mentioned about the MOU. That's a very important part. Mr. Sunil Kapoor also continues to be with us. The MOU that you mentioned between the Cyprus Stock Exchange and the NSE Gift City, that essentially is going to open up a lot of opportunities, particularly with regard to fintech being one, as in technology being one, finance being the other. How crucial do you think that will be in terms of building linkages? I know there's the first and largest bank of Cyprus has opened a branch in Mumbai. The idea being allowing more financial leverage and more financial bridges between India and Cyprus. How do you see that getting a fresh impetus with the MOU between the two exchanges?
I do believe it's very important for two aspects. First of all, for its pragmatic contribution to all this, but also for the psychological contribution in the fact that something so important starts. It may take time to develop, but once we started and it has started, then it will develop into something unique. It's a coordination between the two stock exchanges for putting documents for trading, if you like, in the European courtyard. So that's very important. Now, with the Eurobank, also one of the biggest banks in Cyprus, opening a branch in India, where we expect, with some luck, that all the licenses will be obtained pretty fast, and by the end of the year, we will have it operational. That will contribute tremendously in promoting also the technologies that are available right now in the two markets in the banking sector. And that by having the banking sector coordinating, that means the entrepreneurs will be assisted in their own joint ventures and coordinations.
Indeed. I'm going to, sir, ask you about India's ambitions with regard to the renewable sector. That is, I think, a very important aspect. But before that, I want to quickly get in one word from Mr. Kapoor on the aspect about the GIFT City MOU being signed. Mr. Kapoor, how much do you think that will open up gateways in terms of greater fintech cooperation between India and Cyprus?
Actually, I would change it because I'm more in the marine industry, and we discussed this because I'm now a ship owner and an entrepreneur, and we discussed about how GIFT City can help us. And one of the things which came to us that they can easily finance us to buy ships. So it will actually help everybody in this party that they can finance us, we buy ship which will be run from Cyprus, and then the maintenance and other things can be done in India. So this is a win-win situation for everybody. And not only this will be a startup, that there will be much more business coming in the shipping industry, and there could be a boom here in Cyprus with respect to ship owning. So one aspect of shipping funds which will come, and of course it will be easy for other people who are starting up their technology or their own startups here. They can access to easy financing from India rather than from other places, especially Europe or US.
Right. Ajay Goyal is also with us. Mr. Goyal, your first thoughts on the meeting that took place, your key takeaways from that high-powered discussion. And before I come to you, Mr. Goyal, I want to quickly now reflect the visuals that are coming in live right now, which is Prime Minister Modi said to hold bilateral discussions with the President of Cyprus. Those are visuals that are coming in. Remember, this comes after the business talks that have taken place. Now there are restricted delegation level discussions that are taking place right now. And the joint statement that will come out after this is going to be extremely important. Expectation is focused on maritime, renewable, IMEC. Those could be the key areas. And on the strategic aspect, terror and the fact that Turkey, the terror abettor, is also likely to feature in some form or the other is the expectation. Yes, Mr. Goyal, go ahead, finish the point that you were making. You're on mute, sir.
We can't hear.
Yeah.
So I'm unmuted, I hope you.
No, we can hear you, sir. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so a very exciting moment. I'm very happy to report that we are the first Cyprus origin investment bank to obtain a full license in GIFT City. As I speak now, I have a team of about 25 people working in Gift City. We have a full financial license, and we hope to be able to bring very substantial business, whether it is in ship finance, whether it is investment banking, mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, because Gift City is not just a gateway and hub for inward investments into India, but indeed a hub for global finance and global merchant banking. So Prime Minister Modi's visit is very significant for Cyprus. Look, Cyprus is at a very crucial moment in its history. It's very soon it has to take some very important existential decisions about the Cyprus problem, the division between North and South Cyprus, the occupation of a part of Cyprus by Turkish troops. Very soon, Cyprus has to decide whether it will continue on a path of negotiations for a diplomatic, peaceful solution for unifying the country, or whether Turkey will get its way and get a separate state declared in the northern part of Cyprus. So the support that today Prime Minister Modi has demonstrated to Cyprus, which has always been consistent and robust. I've been in Cyprus for almost 35 years. India has always been one of the most robust, steadfast friends of Cyprus, all-weather friends, trusted and reliable partners of Cyprus. And we all recognize that a lot of antipathy that India experiences from Turkey is because of India's support for Cyprus. So for Prime Minister Modi to come at this critical juncture to Cyprus at a critical moment in the history of Cyprus is a very strong message that India will stand by Cyprus in however Cypriot people choose their destiny and how they choose to go forward in the solution to the Cyprus problem.
Indeed. Mr. Stavros, let me come back to you in terms of the political aspect of this entire visit as well. That is equally important, and that includes some of the geostrategic ambitions that India has in that entire region. One, of course, we've spoken about IMEC, but I want to now come to the renewable sector, which I think is equally important. Your thoughts on how India can look to build deeper relations with Cyprus, specifically with regard to renewable sector, and address its energy concerns.
Well, as Mr. Gaurie said, the relationship between India and Cyprus go back since the independence of Cyprus. Let's not forget that India was one of the first countries to recognize the independence of Cyprus, and that friendship continues to today. And as you said, not only on the economic, but also on the political side. And for Cyprus, it is very important to have the support of India on the political side as well. Now, on the renewable energy, and Cyprus is looking into expanding the cooperation, and there is a lot of technology that can be used in the renewable energy side. And that was discussed yesterday in the forum as well. And this is something that we continue to discuss and explore the technologies in place that can help the entrepreneurs from both sides to benefit their own countries first, and then together to continue into other areas as well, into other geographical areas as well. So yes, we continue the study, cooperation, and development of the technology on the renewables together. We have companies that work together, both here in Cyprus, but also in India, and we are aware of joint ventures that have been set up together to develop this sector. In addition to that, though, one other area, very important, I would like to stress, is that we have a very strong double tax treaty between our two nations that was written back in '94 and then updated in 2016. This double tax treaty gives the opportunity for companies outside Cyprus and India to utilize corporate structures within Cyprus and invest billions of dollars into India, creating jobs in India, and we are aware of right now that there are developments to the to the extent of about $7 billion in India, offering jobs to over 100,000 people in India through these double tax treaties that would not have made these investments into India even if it wasn't for this ability to utilize the double tax treaties. So this is very important cooperation between the two nations, and we need to keep them strong and work on them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mr. Goyal, then let me ask you this, that as you mentioned some of the other aspects that are going to be extremely important, what according to you is likely to be the highlight of the India-Cyprus business ties over the course of the next 3 to 5 years?
I think we in Cyprus have to catch up with the speed of growth and development and very innovative, futuristic developments that have been taken place in India. So after 35 years outside India, we looked at Gift City and we said, well, this is going to be one of the great global hubs of finance. And as Cyprus has somewhat lost its shine in financial services, in being a financial services provider in Europe and in the region, India is at once emerging as a fintech giant, as a banking services, financial services giant. So I see a huge potential in a Cyprus Gift City bridge where a lot of Cyprus experience of the last few decades in being a financial center, a shipping center, a ship management center will lead to a lot of partnerships, especially in Gift City, where, the ideas of double taxation and all sort of are mute because Gift City is a tax-free jurisdiction. It is a free currency zone, just as Cyprus is. So we've got enormous brain power in India. We've got a technological revolution that's happening in India. So we would be able to strengthen Cyprus's position as a global service provider once again. Mm-hmm. Moreover, given the very strong and positive relations as Cyprus joins Schengen zone, I believe it will also become a springboard and a base for Indian companies to do business in the European Union once they are able to get Schengen visas and Schengen work permits from this very friendly and welcoming country of Cyprus for Indians.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's an important point, that as Cyprus takes over the European Union Rotating Council presidency early next year, what is the kind of upside that this could mean for India going forward? And that's a question I'm going to put forth both to Mr. Stavros as well as Mr. Kapoor, but I request you both to be very brief, please. Mr. Stavros, to you first. What do you think the EU rotational presidency is going to bring in terms of upside for the India-Cyprus business ties?
I do believe that this is a great opportunity with Cyprus on the steering wheels of European Union, and it's an opportunity to promote further the IMEC, the Indian Middle East Europe corridor, and promote it in such a way that we'll start putting foundations and tangible aspects to it in a more constructive and practical way moving forward. This is a great opportunity, and believe me, I have attended a lot of meetings up to now where all this is really programmed in order to be taken advantage, in a good sense of advantage of, in this coming 6 months, early next year.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us to decode the growing partnership between India and Cyprus, the highlights of which will include everything from maritime connectivity to renewables to fintech being a major thrust area. All right, on that note, viewers, Cyprus is the first leg of the Prime Minister's visit. The second leg is going to be Canada, where he will be going to attend the G7 summit in Alberta. Now, what's really at stake there? What all can we expect from that, given the fact that India and Canada have really undergone a sea change in terms of their relations? They hit another during Justin Trudeau's time and have recovered during Mark Carney's time. To put that all in perspective, my colleague Maha Siddiqui has this report.
Because Canada and the United States, that would really be something.
From an annexation threat,
I might go up with that tariff in the not-too-distant future.
To punishing tariffs that threaten to cripple the Canadian economy. US President Donald Trump has deployed an economic shock and awe strategy against America's former beloved neighbor. But under a new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, and on their soil, Canada would like to respond at the G7 summit.
We're focused on the issues. We're still facing and intensifying unjustified tariffs from our largest trading partner. And the best way to respond to that is to respond at home, to build strength at home.
While the G7 summit in Kananaskis is drawing immense attention to see how President Trump tees off on a land that many believe he's coveting for its resources. However, there's another bilateral equation that is being watched with equal, if not more interest.
Who's ready to stand up for Canada with me?
These two men will meet during the G7 summit after 2 years of frosty ties between New Delhi and Ottawa.
Build Canada strong.
Prime Minister Carney extended an invitation to India a week ahead of the G7 summit in Canada. Prime Minister Modi accepted the invite, and what followed was Carney defending his decision in the face of mounting scrutiny from both domestic critics and international observers.
Fifth largest economy in the world, effectively the most populous country in the world, central to a number of those supply chains, at the heart of a number of those supply chains, so it makes sense.
India's global economic stature is not the only reason why it will be at G7. For host Canada, mending ties with India is critical right now. Facing betrayal from the United States, Canada is looking to diversify its trade relationships. India is one of the 3 big economies of the region, apart from China and Japan. Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy of 2022 highlighted the significance of India in the world's fastest-growing region. Indo-Pacific accounts for more than 1/3 of the global economic activity and is projected to represent half of the world's GDP by 2040. Bilateral equations apart, for Prime Minister Mark Carney successfully securing a G7 statement in the face of an unpredictable President Trump, diverging priorities of the G7 members because of the trade upheaval caused by the United States and the geopolitical tensions will remain a challenge. In Canada, this is Maha Siddiqui for NDTV.
All right, viewers, on that note, we slip into a very short break. Come back on the other side, talk about the other big international story, the latest that's unfolding in the Iran-Israel escalation. 3 days of bombardments. It looks like it is going to now engulf possibly the entire region in a larger conflict. We decode that and more. Stay with us.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for 30% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's fantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy it today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Triathlon, John. Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
Such a shame.
Such a shame.
With thousands of lower prices at Boots, that's your summer sorted.
How long's it been then? We met about 8 years back. What? Yeah, serious relationship.
He has this way of looking into my eyes.
Knows how to treat me. Gentle, considerate.
Did I tell you he owns his own business? I think he's going to pop the question.
Better or worse?
Better.
Our opticians and audiologists own their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
Apparently, he's seeing half the town.
Book an appointment today.
दावत जब दिल में थोड़ी बेकरारी और ढेर सारा प्यार हो, कुछ खास करने का अरमान हो, किसी अपने के आने का पैगाम हो, जब केसर ज़ाफ़रान से ज्यादा छोटी-छोटी कोशिशों से घर महका हो, मेज पर खाने से ज्यादा बनाने वाले का दिल सजा हो, जब मेहमान नवाजी में कोई कसर बाकी ना हो, तब जान लो घर में आज दावत है। दावत. Bring out your finest.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for 30% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's fantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy it today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Triathlon, John. Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
Such a shame.
Such a shame.
With thousands of lower prices at Boots, that's your summer sorted.
How long's it been then? We met about 8 years back. What? Yeah, serious relationship.
He has this way of looking into my eyes.
Knows how to treat me. Gentle, considerate.
Did I tell you he owns his own business? I think he's going to pop the question.
Better or worse?
Better.
Our opticians and audiologists own their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
Apparently, he's seeing half the town.
Book an appointment today.
I bought cars on finance, so I've made my claim.
If our lenders charge hidden commissions, then I've made my claim.
I could be owed thousands.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim. It's so quick and simple.
You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from vehicles bought on finance since 2007, even without the details.
I've made my claim.
Trust myclaimgroup.co.uk.
Claims made simple.
Viewers, this is India Global. The next 30 minutes, we are going to bring you up to speed with the regional conflict that's taking place in Israel, between Israel and Iran, and threatening to engulf the wider region. But first up, we get you the headlines. Distress call by Indian students in Tehran. Tehran's Indian embassy continuously monitoring the security situation and engages with the Indian students to ensure safety. Some also being relocated with the embassy's facilitation to safer places. Deadly conflict between Israel and Iran enters its fourth day. Both sides continue firing waves of missiles overnight, and international pleas for diplomacy and de-escalation seem to fail. 5 killed, 90 hurt as Iranian missiles strike central Israel. Searches through rubble ongoing. Israel claims killing Iranian intel chiefs and opening assault air corridor to Tehran. Viewers, the latest that's unfolding in the Middle East is that Iran and Israel have been bombarding each other's crucial facilities now for more than 3 days. 3 nights is when these strikes have continued, and there's been heavy amount of damage that's been inflicted on both sides. And in the midst of this crossfire, Indian students seem to have been caught in the middle. There are hundreds and thousands of Indian students predominantly from Kashmir who are in Iran. Most of them are studying medical colleges there, and they seem to be stuck in the middle of this crossfire. Efforts are being made to relocate some of them, ensure that some of them can even be evacuated from Iran safely. Iran has responded to India's clear outreach, saying that we need to ensure that our Indian nationals are safe. To that, Iran said that while the airspace may be shut, the land borders are open, allowing for evacuation to take place. I want to first play out that soundbite of the student who's asking. It was her distress appeal to ensure that she and many like her are safe. Let's play that out first. We come back and talk more about her, the Indian students, and the regional conflict that's not looking to end anytime soon.
एट दिस पॉइंट हमारे जो भाई हैं तेहरान यूनिवर्सिटी के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनकी बॉयज़ डॉम के नज़दीक ही हमला हुआ है एंड दे हैव आल्सो बीन अफेक्टेड बाय द अटैक और कुछ जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो ज़ख्मी भी हो गए हैं. सो वो हालत हमारी भी ना हो जाए उससे पहले प्लीज़ हमें इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए, क्योंकि इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे ना हमें वाटर सप्लाई है डॉम की, ना नेट, इंटरनेट इज़ वेरी वीक. इंटरनेट बिल्कुल भी नहीं चल रहा है, ना मैसेज जा रही है, ना आ रही है, ना प्रॉपर्ली कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहे हैं हम किसी से भी. और ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट अभी शायद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी चली जाएगी और उसके बाद हमारा वाईफाई भी डाउन हो जाएगा, जिस पे हम अभी थोड़ा बहुत इंटरनेट चला रहे हैं और उसके बाद हम शायद बिल्कुल भी कम्युनिकेट ना कर पाएँ. तो प्लीज़ आई रिक्वेस्ट LG मनोज सिन्हा, NCM उमर अब्दुल्ला कि हमें जल्द से जल्द इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए.
Viewers, as this conflict continues, the American embassy in Jerusalem has been shut now, and America has said that the missile hit near its embassy in Tel Aviv, and the US ambassador to Israel has confirmed the closure, saying that shelter in place still in effect, even as the US has said that there's been some sort of a minor damage that has taken place on the embassy premises. Even as the conflict continues, the bombardment continues. Let's now try and understand where exactly has the damage been inflicted the most. What are the kind of latest images that are coming in, viewers? And we're going to put that out for you to understand that the airstrikes by Israel, where all have they targeted? This is Iran's nuclear facility in Natanz that's been hit by Israeli strikes, and that's the damage that's been done. Again, it started with the Iranian nuclear facilities. That's the premise of these strikes by Israel. Let's there you can see that. That's the damage that's been done. These are all Maxar images that are telling exactly the extent of damage that has been done by Israel's strikes that are targeting Iranian nuclear facilities. Now, this is the missile facility that has been in the Kermanshah area, where you can see the buildings have been destroyed. And these images tell you that. This is the Kermanshah area where the buildings have been destroyed. There you can see that after the missile strike by Israel, what is the kind of damage that has been done to that structure. The question that we're going to try and address later is this enough to stop the Iranian nuclear process? That's the larger question. We're going to come to that in a bit. But this you can see has been the kind of missile strikes that have taken place. If we have other, let's quickly put that out as well. This is the Shiraz nuclear facility where fires are burning at the Shiraz missile facility of Iran. Those are some of the visuals that are coming in. There you can see. There's a before and after for you to understand the kind of damage that has been done. So as I said, this is for viewers to understand how significant this escalation has been, how quickly it has actually climbed up the escalation matrix, as both sides have rejected, or at least Iran has most certainly rejected any possible diplomatic window. It has rejected those talks as well. These are central Israel visuals coming in where Iranian missiles have caused significant damage. The death toll is climbing. The Iranian death toll stands at upwards of 220. The death toll in Israel is at around 8. That's the number, but we're going to keep revisiting that. This is the Tel Aviv images that are coming in on your screens. You can see residential complexes, residential areas being targeted by Iran in these missiles. Again, what is the civilian death toll? Latest numbers, we're going to keep coming back to you. Those, of course, tell you. Before we move any forward, let me quickly now play out this soundbite of Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, in the wake of the Iranian missiles that seem to indicate that this conflict may escalate from here. Listen in.
הטייסים הנפלאים שלנו מעל טהרן. טהרן בוערת. אבל אנחנו מכוונים לא לאזרחים, אם כי אמרנו להם להתפנות. הם מתפנים. בפינוי המוני. זה קורה עכשיו. אתם לא שומעים את זה, כי האיראנים מסתירים את זה. אבל זה מה שקורה. אבל הם, לעומת זאת, הם תוקפים, מפציצים את האזרחים שלנו. בתמרה, בתל אביב, בראשון לציון, ברחובות, בכל מקום. אנחנו כמובן פועלים אחרת.
All right, I'm going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Come back on the other side and get you all details, perspective and views on this big story that we're keeping a very close watch on.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for 30% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
This is an appeal to stop the dirty water crisis. Filming with WaterAid, I've met children like Karim who have to drink water from rivers and holes dug deep into the ground. The water is dirty, filled with germs and disease. That's why I'm asking you to help communities change this picture. You can help bring clean water to a child right now by texting or calling WaterAid to give £2 a month. WaterAid are already working with communities, helping them to install life-saving pipes and taps. With clean water, everything changes. The children are full of energy, full of hope for the future. WaterAid have already brought clean water to nearly 30 million people, but we can't stop now. Today, 1,000 children will die from dirty water, poor sanitation or hygiene. So please text the word water to 85525 or call WaterAid now on 0800 277 0990 to give £2 a month.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Triathlon, John. Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
With our amazing range of skincare and free skin expertise online and in store, that's your skincare sorted.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's fantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
जब मेहमान नवाजी में कोई कसर बाकी ना हो, तब जान लो घर में आज दावत है. दावत. Bring out your finest.
All right, viewers, let's now quickly get in an important voice to decode this from here on. Dr. James Dorsey, he's a journalist and a Middle East expert, joins us on the broadcast. Dr. Dorsey, as things stand right now, it looks like both sides are unwilling to back out. Diplomacy looks extremely unlikely to be able to achieve any results. But also this comes amidst very mixed signals coming in from the Trump administration, isn't it?
Well, first of all, I think that what the situation that you have is that Israel, or you have two countries that both have something to prove. In other words, Israel has had an intelligence setback, a significant intelligence setback with the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. Iran just suffered last week, Friday, an immense intelligence setback given Iran's ability, which it has demonstrated before, to penetrate the country. Having said that, at this point, the position is Israel wants to press forward until it has achieved its goals, even if it's not quite clear what those goals are. And at the same time, the Iranians have said, we will not back down, we will fight, but we will just de-escalate the moment the Israelis halt their attacks. The only party that can really step in here with influence is the United States. And the fact of the matter is that the Trump administration is divided. It is on the one hand divided between the Make America Great Again proponents.
Absolutely.
Who basically feel that Israel and U.S. interests do not always overlap, and that the United States should pursue its own national interests, and also feel that the Middle East is less important to them, and also finally feel that there are other ways to deal with Iran.
Indeed.
And there is, of course, the pro-Israeli figures who've been on the defensive within the administration. But what has changed and what is important now is that there's a split within the Make America Great Again crowd between those that endorse the Israeli strikes and want the United States to support it.
Yes.
And those that feel this is not America's war.
Indeed, and I think that's going to be an extremely important side story to what's happening, because at the end of the day, for the Trump administration to take any significant action, get involved more directly, the MAGA brigade could actually either force its hand or restrict for them to actually take any major action. I'm going to now get in the other important voices. Dr. Dorsey, stay with us. I want to get in two important voices. These are two students who are stuck in Iran. In the midst of all this, these are students who are caught in the crossfire. I think this is Ahnaf Ishaq and Kashif Mukhtar. They are medical students in Iran. I want to first thank you both for coming to NDTV and tell us what is exactly happening right now on ground. What are you hearing? What is the present situation? Where are you taking refuge? Tell us everything that's happening right now.
First of all, good afternoon. Thank you for having us here. Thank you so much for the atmosphere, the tensions are pretty much this past week has been pretty much intense. The situation is not calm as it should be. It's non-friendly. It is pretty much intense. The tension is in air.
Where are you right now? Are you facing any, are there any sirens that are going out in the backdrop? Any word from the authorities? Tell us all that. Okay, I can barely hear you, sir. Okay, I think, Kashif, if you want to come in there. Okay, I think let's get an enough then to enough. There's a bandwidth issue there. Any one of you can speak, please.
Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
The sirens, just there are times when you hear the sirens, you sleep, you go to bed, are going all around. The missiles, the strikes going all the time. It was just yesterday when I was at a grocery store and a missile struck a building near me. So sirens are all the time going around. The sirens are, of course, here. It's waiting for us to watch these.
How many of you are there? How many of you are there? How many Indian students are there in total?
I think it should be around, the number is around 8,000. There are around 7,000 to 8,000 Indian students here in Iran. In Tehran, there are around 3,000 to 4,000 students.
Okay, I have a request. Could you just switch, turn the camera around and show us the campus there, so for us to get a sense of where you are?
I'm right now in my medical school campus waiting for our buses. We are getting relocated right now. You can see the Indian Embassy consular just came here. They were here to assess the situation. They were here. All the officials were here. They provided us the buses, and now we're waiting to leave.
Okay. So Indian Embassy officials are there. They are trying to help you. There are hundreds of students, predominantly from Kashmir, who are there in Iran. Most of them are there to study medical. And they're actually medical students, and we're waiting for them. I think it's a bad line, and we're going to try and correct once again with him. But Dr. Dorsey, let me come back to you. This was important because this is the human side of a conflict, isn't it? People get caught in the crossfire, even as there are leaders who are trying to have wins on the geopolitical chessboard.
Indeed, I mean, people are getting caught in the crossfire, civilians, innocent people across the board. That's true for the Israeli strikes in Iran, not because Israel necessarily is trying to target civilians, but of course, if you take out an apartment in a multi-story apartment building, the likelihood is that others are going to get hurt. And on the other side, we've seen at least 20 dead since Friday, or about 20 dead since Friday in Israel, which partly because of strikes that hit apartment blocks, residential apartment blocks, not necessarily because the Iranians were targeting those, but maybe because the Iranian targeting is imprecise. And then just not to think of all the casualties that we've seen in Gaza over the last 18, 19 months.
Right. In fact, let me go back to the students. We're going to keep coming back to them simply because, as I said, that's the human side of the tragedy. Those views that we are getting right now from Hanaf and Kashif. Yes, go ahead. Show us the campus. Show us what's happening right now on ground.
You can see the students with their belongings waiting for the buses for getting relocated. All of them in intense fear. The atmosphere is tense. All of them are here just waiting for buses right now. We have been here for an hour, and the members from the Indian Embassy came here to assess the situation. They provided us with buses. Now we are getting relocated in some moments.
Okay. How many students are there?
I think there are around 450 students right now in my campus right now.
Which campus is this?
The other universities like...
Which campus is this? The Shahid Beheshti Medical University.
University and Tehran University, they have medical campus. Yeah, that's right.
So you are saying 450 students are waiting right
So we are
now
just waiting
with
for the
their
buses.
belongings. And what's the route that they will take? Because it has to be via land.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to, right now we are going to Qum. It's a hotel for now. I don't know what plans they have forward, but for now we are leaving Tehran.
Okay, in 1 hour you are leaving Tehran. Have you spoken to your families? I'm sure they must be very worried about how things are unfolding. What have you told them?
Yeah, we are continuously in touch with our families. They are worried, but we are trying to, assure them that we are fine. But actually, we are not. We are not safe right now. Missiles struck buildings near us, and seeing dead bodies around, it's traumatizing.
Of course it is, and you've been very brave to talk to us about it and also show us the campus. Viewers, the visuals that you see on your screens right now are of the Shahid Beheshti Medical University, the campus there, where you have about 450 odd students who are lining up with their belongings to now be evacuated with the help of the Indian embassy. India reached out to Tehran, who said that, and the official word came in that while the airspace may be shut, all land borders are open and students can be evacuated. Those are the visuals that we are playing out for you right now. The Indian students lining up to be evacuated from Tehran, which is now turning out to be a major issue, given the fact that the escalation between Israel and Iran is continuing, and all options with regards to diplomacy looks very unlikely. Okay, I want to then also ask you, have you been able to speak to some of the other Indian students who may not be at your campus but somewhere else? Are they also getting evacuated like this?
We are all in continuous touch with each other. We are all for each other right now. That's what we have right now. Some universities, like in the bordering areas like Urmia University, they have been shifted. They have been evacuated. In fact, they are right now going to Armenia. They have been officially told that they'll be evacuated through Armenia. So right now they are, I think they should be in Armenia right now. They'll be evacuated through Armenia.
So some of them will be evacuated, most of them through the land route, which is Armenia. Also tell us any specific message that came in from the Indian embassy. They've been monitoring very closely with the situation that's unfolding. What's the message that's coming from the Indian authorities?
They started, I would say they started to act a bit late. We were
all right. Okay, so I think the signal is an issue, but you heard what those students were telling us, which is that they will be evacuated. They are lining up, queuing up with their belongings to be evacuated safely out of Tehran. All right, let's now quickly welcome Dr. Alvit as well, who's joining us from Pune to talk about what this conflict is set to look from here. He's done a lot of research on Israeli medical industries, arms exports, and I want to understand from you, sir, that at this stage, it looks like there's been a lot of heavy damage that's been caused to the Iranian facilities, but not enough to stop the program. Does that mean that the Israeli strikes will continue?
Yeah, thank you for having me in a very short notice. There's a little bit of a correction. It's not medical industries. I work on military industries.
Military industries, yeah.
Yeah. So looking at the developments right now in this part of the world, I think there is a little bit of concern. There's a lot of concern with regard to how both the countries are reacting against each other. Given the way how both the countries are retaliating against each other, I don't see any de-escalation at the moment. And who would be, and on what ground would these countries de-escalate their positions vis-a-vis the other remains to me a big question to be answered. But the situation is getting grim, and I don't see any improvement in the relation in the situation right now in West Asia or Middle East.
Right, a quick word, sir, before I head into a break, which is that how big a threat do you think the Iranian ballistic missiles are? Because that's really the backbone of their response, isn't it? So how significant do you think the strikes could be from the Iranian ballistic missiles?
Right. See, we have seen a little bit of a difference in the way how the Israelis have been able to defend themselves during last year's attacks in April, as well as in somewhere in June or July, I forgot the month. But Iran has been spending a lot of money on long-range missile systems, and that has been one of their objectives before they go nuclear. For several years, we have been hearing about that they have a strategic depth. The strategic depth could be in terms of their support for the proxies, which are operating in various parts of the region, but at the same time, they are also hinting at the possessions and the acquisitions of their own long-range missile system. So we all have seen the kind of a damage this has caused this time, particularly in the ongoing conflict right now, as compared to the skirmishes that we witnessed sometime last year. So this is going to be a long-drawn affair.
It really will be.
This is going to be a long-drawn affair, and the inability of some of the air defense systems of the Israeli military, also would be, considered and pondered upon by the establishments along the journey.
All right, Dr. Alvid, I have to take a short break, but thank you for that perspective. Yes, someone who understands the Israeli military industries very well. Viewers, I'm going to slip into a break, come back on the other side, talk more on this. And we once again go back to Cyprus, where those delegation level talks are set to conclude in the next 30 minutes. Stay with us. We come back with all those stories with views and perspectives that you cannot afford to miss.
How long's it been then? We met about 8 years back. What? Yeah, serious relationship.
He has this way of looking into my eyes.
Knows how to treat me. Gentle, considerate.
Did I tell you he owns his own business? I think he's going to pop the question.
Better or worse?
Better.
Our opticians and audiologists own their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
Apparently, he's seeing half the town.
Book an appointment today.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
With unexpected bills, it's funny how nobody comes to save you.
Can't pack there, mate.
Short-term loans from £50 to £1,500 from lendingstream.co.uk.
The UK's first human heart transplant has been completed, supported by the British Heart Foundation.
We were a noisy generation, but it might be something quiet we do that becomes our greatest legacy. Leave a gift in your will to the British Heart Foundation and fund groundbreaking research that could help save millions of lives. Search BHF Wills.
Visit bingoaliens.com/bingo for a cosmic range of bingo games, taking bingo to another dimension at bingoaliens.com/bingo.
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance. No health checks and from just £1.15 a week. Plus free 24/7 GP access with the health and wellbeing benefit. Purchase and receive a £125 gift card for amazon.co.uk, Tesco or M&S. Visit postoffice.co.uk/over50s.
Someone's happy. Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. 75 ball bingo. Even 90 ball bingo. Fill your bingo boots today. Get that lucky cow feeling at luckycowbingo.com/bingo or download the Lucky Cow Android app from the Play Store.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
Viewers, Prime Minister Modi is on a 3-nation, 5-day tour. The first leg of that is Cyprus, which is set to conclude very shortly. Right now, the delegation level talks are on. Statements, the joint statement that will come in will focus on the strategic, political and other aspects of a relationship that's only getting strengthened. The second leg of Prime Minister Modi's tour is Canada, where he will be going to attend the G7 summit. We're going to talk about that and much more over the course of the next 30 minutes in terms of what all could be the key milestones that we are going to watch out for India, and what could be the clear messaging that India is giving to all its neighbors. Let's quickly now tell our viewers that the G7 summit is the group of 7 of the most industrialized nations in the world, and that is going to take place in Alberta very soon. Now, if we have some live visuals that are coming in, let's quickly keep playing that out as well for our viewers to know as to how things are unfolding in Cyprus as well, where the delegation level talks are currently underway, and we will be getting an update as far as what the statement is. Okay, let's quickly now play out this report that has all the latest updates in terms of the G7 and why it matters.
Because Canada and the United States, that would really be something.
From an annexation threat,
I might go up with that tariff in the not too distant future,
to punishing tariffs that threaten to cripple the Canadian economy. US President Donald Trump has deployed an economic shock and awe strategy against America's former beloved neighbor. But under a new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, and on their soil, Canada would like to respond at the G7 summit.
We're focused on the issues. We're still facing and intensifying unjustified tariffs from our largest trading partner. And the best way to respond to that is to respond at home, to build strength at home.
While the G7 summit in Kananaskis is drawing immense attention to see how President Trump tees off on a land that many believe he's coveting for its resources. However, there's another bilateral equation that is being watched with equal, if not more interest.
Who's ready to stand up for Canada with me?
These two men will meet during the G7 summit after 2 years of frosty ties between New Delhi and Ottawa.
Build Canada strong.
Prime Minister Carney extended an invitation to India a week ahead of the G7 summit in Canada. Prime Minister Modi accepted the invite, and what followed was Carney defending his decision in the face of mounting scrutiny from both domestic critics and international observers.
Fifth largest economy in the world, effectively the most populous country in the world, central to a number of those supply chains, at the heart of a number of those supply chains, so it makes sense.
India's global economic stature is not the only reason why it will be at G7. For host Canada, mending ties with India is critical right now. Facing betrayal from the United States, Canada is looking to diversify its trade relationships. India is one of the 3 big economies of the region, apart from China and Japan. Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy of 2022 highlighted the significance of India in the world's fastest-growing region. Indo-Pacific accounts for more than 1/3 of the global economic activity and is projected to represent half of the world's GDP by 2040. Bilateral equations apart for Prime Minister Mark Carney, successfully securing a G7 statement in the face of an unpredictable President Trump, diverging priorities of the G7 members because of the trade upheaval caused by the United States and the geopolitical tensions will remain a challenge. In Canada, this is Maha Siddiqui for NDTV.
All right, viewers, the G7 summit will take place in Alberta. And that is where all world leaders will be present. In fact, Donald Trump has already reached the venue, and it's going to be extremely interesting because this is a G7 that happens in the backdrop of a Trump victory, where he has threatened to completely turn the world order upside down. B, it happens in the backdrop of Trump threatening Canada to annex it and make it the 51st state of America. So in the backdrop of that, he is in Canada, and remains to be seen how frosty or testy some of these relationships may actually be. But they also happen in the backdrop of escalating Israel-Iran conflict. So while some of these countries may have a lot of friction between them, they may not be on the same page as Donald Trump on several other matters. They need to have a united front because they need to tackle with, one, the most important and pressing issue, which is the Iran-Israel crisis and the conflict that's escalating. And second, on the other end, they will have to also address the Russia-Ukraine conflict that still remains largely unaddressed. And just ahead of the G7 summit, the third phone call between President Putin and President Trump took place. Another matter of great discomfort for some of the allies of America. So that's the backdrop in which this G7 is going to take place. On your screens, we are telling you what exactly is it. It's a group of 7 most industrialized countries in the world. Why is India there? Well, you take out India, the average growth rate of the G7 countries is sub 2%. You take in India there, which has almost 7% growth rate, you suddenly realize that unless you include growth engines in the world, how do you actually put forward a roadmap for the future? Also, the populous country in the world, the largest democracy in the world, how do you take out that and then try and put forth some sort of an agenda for the world, which is why India matters so much. It is invited as a guest country every year since 2019, barring 1 year due to COVID when it could not take place. This will be important for 3 reasons. There'll be messaging in terms of, as I said, the conflicts that are currently on which India also has a very strong view, the only country to have back channels and strong lines of communication across all these countries that are at war and conflict with each other. And secondly, this is a message to what you're seeing on your screens right now, the snub to Khalistani terrorists who time and again had been the reason why the India-Canada relationship suffered its biggest and darkest times during Justin Trudeau. That is behind, and a focus will be on building that. And Mark Carney also said that he wants his country to have better economic prospects, and how can he not have that with India, which, as I said, is the growth engine of the world. All right, on that note, let's quickly now get in Suresh Goyal, who's a former ambassador, joining us on the broadcast. Ambassador Goyal, I want to understand from you that in terms of the G7 summit, there's a lot of expectations. It's happening in the backdrop of a lot of things, which I just told our viewers. What would be your 2 or 3 takeaways that you would ideally want from this summit for India and, of course, for the world?
Good question, Gaurie. Thank you very much, first of all. 2 or 3 things. G7 summit, G7 meeting, or the grouping itself, has changed a lot since it was established. It was established in response to the oil crisis. Today, it is not the oil crisis anymore, but it is a grouping of major industrialized countries with a lot of political weight along with them. If you look at the composition, these are mostly the countries from the, so to say, liberal democratic order: Japan, USA, Italy, France, Germany, etc., etc. And therefore, the agenda, number 1 point really here is that the agenda of the meeting itself is not really so much economic as, of course, economic is there, but it's really the political changes which are taking place around us and how to deal with those political changes. And India being there, then to have its voice right on the word go is important, because India from Asia is the second or number 2 most important player on the international issues. China is 1, India is second. So number one, the political role that India has to play, number one. Number two, India is beating all these countries when there are so many global challenges.
Right.
India has played an important role in the past, and India will be impacted by the outcomes of these phenomena, whether it is Iran, Gaza, or it is Ukraine. And therefore, to really know how to deal with these changes and the impact on India, economic as well as strategic, will be important.
Right.
Lastly, and you said three, so my third point really here is that India will have to find out from these countries how they look at Indian positions on its strategic balancing, including on the international terrorism. It is sad, I would say, that while every country among all these seven were critical of Pahalgam, what happened in Pahalgam, none of them condemned Pakistan on what they had done. And therefore, I think to have a clear-cut position on where they stand with India will be important. Gaurie.
Right. And the second thing I want to ask from you is that specifically with regard to the India-Canada relationship, it saw its nadir during Justin Trudeau, the Khalistani angles. It got defeated in the election as well. Jagmeet Singh lost. Mark Carney has said that he wants to revive the relationship. Where do you see that going from here on?
Important question. I think the way we should look at Canada is Carney has indicated that he does want to have a change in the relationship. It was quite useful and heartening to see that he personally invited Prime Minister Modi. Of course, there was a delay in extending invitation to Prime Minister Modi, but he did invite personally on the phone, and Prime Minister Modi is going to be there. I think we should really look at the overall tapestry of the relations. Canada is an important partner, both in terms of trade, in terms of economic linkages. Community, of course, is important. And I think given, and also in the first world order, Canada is an important partner. I think what we should be doing is the irritants we have had in the past and which will continue in the future. We should really kind of encircle them, put them in a kind of a circle to be dealt with by the High Commission in London at times, and focus. Prime Minister Modi should focus with Carney on the big picture where India and Canada can come together in the larger world relationship, whether it is trade, nuclear energy, name it. So we should look at the positives. He should really give a thrust to the relationship, leaving the irritants to the High Commission to deal with in a manner that actually is suitable. It's going to take time. It can't be a thing. Gaurie.
All right, I'm going to leave it there, Ambassador Goyal, and we're going to keep talking about this as the PM heads to Canada. On that note, viewers, it's time for a quick break. We return on the other side with the latest that's unfolding in Cyprus, where the delegation level talks are set to conclude very soon. Stay with us.
Life is complicated. Hastings Direct Car Insurance is simple. You've got a lot going on. A lot. Trying to save could really grind your gears. So come on, let's get a great deal off the ground! Nice driving. Hastings Direct is simple. Great cover, great price, and a great app makes us one of the UK's top choices when comparing car insurance online. Hastings Direct. Simplicity is the best policy.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo, the site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Triathlon, John. Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
Such a shame.
Such a shame.
With thousands of lower prices of boots, that's your summer sorted.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for 30% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
I bought cars on finance, so I've made my claim.
If our lenders charge hidden commissions, then I've made my claim.
I could be owed thousands.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim. It's so quick and simple.
You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from vehicles bought on finance since 2007, even without the details.
I've made my claim.
Trust myclaimgroup.co.uk.
Claims made simple.
दावत जब दिल में थोड़ी बेकरारी और ढेर सारा प्यार हो, कुछ खास करने का अरमान हो, किसी अपने के आने का पैगाम हो, जब केसर ज़ाफ़रान से ज्यादा छोटी-छोटी कोशिशों से घर महका हो, मेज पर खाने से ज्यादा बनाने वाले का दिल सजा हो, जब मेहमान नवाजी में कोई कसर बाकी ना हो, तब जान लो घर में आज दावत है। दावत, bring out your finest.
All right, viewers, these are live visuals coming in of the delegation level discussions that are currently underway between India and Cyprus. Prime Minister Modi is holding these limited, restricted delegation level discussions with the Cyprus president, and that will pave the way for, it's expected that a joint statement will come out, and the press statements will give a sense of what will be the thrust and focus of the India-Cyprus relationship going forward, both in terms of business as well as strategic aspects. These visuals are coming in live. On the Indian side, you can see there's the Foreign Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, as well as National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. And that on your screens are the delegation from the Cyprus side. This Okay, I'm told Vishal is with us to give us a sense of an update on these visuals. Vishal, what's expected? What's likely?
Well, this visit is already quite key when it comes to India's foreign policy. We've been talking about this for a while now. India wants to isolate Turkey on the international stage. This could be one of the reasons why PM Modi decided to visit Cyprus. Cyprus and Turkey have had a fraught relationship for a while now. There have been many campaigns that both the countries have conducted against each other. There's also the angle of separatism. So India wants to have a good relationship in the region because that's a key region, as we've been talking about. That's a Mediterranean Sea region, a key shipping route. There's also the region is also full of natural resources. So all of that will come into the picture because India is looking for allies across the globe. India already has allies across the globe, but India is improving upon those ties and trying to have new frontiers, new friends, and this is an initiative in that direction itself. And PM Modi has visited Cyprus, and this is the first time in the last 20 years that any Indian PM has visited the tiny island nation. Even though it's tiny, it holds strategic influence because, as we've been talking about, the natural resources and the shipping industry there, and also the Indian diaspora there, it's numbering from 14 to 20,000. So that tiny nation has a lot of Indian origin people there. So there's a lot of connect between India and the nation that's quite far away from India.
Indeed. Viewers tuning in right now, on your screens are those live visuals that are coming in of the delegation level discussions that are currently underway between India and Cyprus. On the Indian side, you can see the Prime Minister, National Security Advisor, foreign minister and the foreign secretary, and likewise their counterparts on the Cyprus side as well. What is expected, the press statements that will come out will give a sense of the thrust and the focus of the India-Cyprus relationship here going forward. On the economic and strategic sides, Vishal, there is likely to be focus on the Mediterranean connectivity, the IMEC corridor, focus also on fintech, given the fact that there's an MOU signed between Gift City and the stock exchange in Cyprus. But I guess it's the importance of the snub to Turkey that is the single most important geopolitical takeaway of these visuals on our screens, isn't it?
Well, that's true, because we all know that in the wake of Op Sindoor, it was revealed that Turkey had supported Pakistan and Pakistan's drone operatives. Many Turkish drone operatives had flown to Pakistan to extend their helping hands. So that is what India objected to. That at a time when the whole world was almost isolating Pakistan, Turkey chose to support it, and also some Turkish drones were spotted over Indian skies. So that was one of the main reasons why Turkey has been boycotted heavily from the Indian side. A lot of Turkish firms have been blacklisted on Indian soil. A lot of people have been, refused entry into Indian soil from the Turkey side. So all of that has been happening, and India, as I mentioned, wants to isolate Turkey, wants to isolate nations associated with Pakistan on the international stage. So this is a step in that direction, visiting Cyprus, which lies really close to Turkey.
Right. So viewers, Greece, Turkey and Cyprus have been engaged in a very long war. Turkey, in fact, illegally occupies a third of Cyprus territory, something on which talks have gone but haven't progressed at all. In the backdrop of that, this visit, the first visit after Operation Sindoor, is to Cyprus. That's the big headline here. The first visit of the Prime Minister is to Cyprus, a country which has an uneasy relationship with Turkey because Turkey occupies a third of Cyprus's territory. So this has a very strong messaging there, and along with that, the several strategic aspects to it. And I want to come to that as well, Vishal, because the IMEC corridor, the Mediterranean connectivity, that I think could be a very large long-term boost for India, and also India's aspirations to be a regional heavyweight when it comes to geopolitical and geoeconomic strategies.
Exactly right. And IMEC, the world has its eye on IMEC because India will play a key part in it. That IMEC corridors will cover India to the Middle East and rest of the world. It will be a multi-trillion-dollar project is what experts have suggested. It will take some time to be completed, but India and the Middle East will have a key role in that. And just to talk about India-Cyprus ties, there has been a history between both the countries. There have been regular exchanges at the top level. In 2022, Jaishankar visited the island nation. In 2019, PM Modi met Cyprus president in US. In 2018, the then President Ramnath Kovind visited Cyprus. So there's a list of Indian leaders visiting Cyprus and Cyprus leaders visiting India. So this back and forth of friendship has been going on, and this is yet another step in consolidating that old friendship.
And let me now focus on the EU presidency that will come to Cyprus in the first half of 2026. It has a direct impact on the messaging when it comes to Cyprus has been a very, very strong votary of India's position when it comes to terrorism. It has been a very strong votary of India's position on Kashmir, and also backs New Delhi completely. So when Cyprus takes the rotational presidency of the European Council next year, it has several impacts, doesn't it, on the political side, and also, of course, on the EU-India trade talks that have been progressing, but yet to, of course, close.
That's exactly right. And India has been doing these FTAs, taking step in the direction of signing FTAs across the globe. Recently, India signed an FTA with UK, one of the attractive destinations for consumers on both sides. So an FTA with EU will be, on the top agenda of Indian administration as well. And positive steps have been taken in that direction. EU chief recently hinted that there could be soon be a deal between India and EU in the ranges of FTA. So that will have to be seen. There is some time in that, but it's been happening. And also, India is set to sign FTA with US, is what the reports have been suggesting. So FTA, through FTAs, India has been reaching out to multiple countries. And when Cyprus is at the helm of affairs at EU, India's newfound consolidated relationship with Cyprus will definitely play a role.
Yeah. And I'm going to wrap this up right here. Vishal, thanks much for joining us on that big story, viewers, that we're going to keep coming back to with all details, all updates on your screens, viewers. If you're tuning in right now, are those latest visuals that are coming in of the Prime Minister's visit to Cyprus, delegation level talks that are currently underway. The press statement is what we are awaiting. That will give a sense of the direction and the trust areas of this partnership going forward. Message to Turkey, also likely to fit into India's larger geopolitical game plan, where it sees itself playing a major role in the Mediterranean Sea, and the Mediterranean region also fits in well. Cyprus fits in well for India's aspirations of the India, Middle East, Europe corridor, which is the counter to China's BRI, which is all about debt, and this is all about development. On that note, well, viewers, on that note, a quick break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay with us.
Life is complicated. Hastings Direct Car Insurance is simple. You've got a lot going on. A lot. Trying to save could really grind your gears. So come on, let's get a great deal off the ground! Nice driving. Hastings Direct is simple. Great cover, great price, and a great app makes us one of the UK's top choices when comparing car insurance online. Hastings Direct. Simplicity is the best policy.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
Message delivery dans le voyage. Racing every 20 minutes, s'équiper tout le train. And voilà.
This is going to taste all right.
It's a dining room. It's a lovely garden. Plenty of room for a trampoline. It's beautiful.
Our relationship with money is formed from a young age.
Nice to meet you both. Well, we've seen a house we really like.
That's why we're here to help you take control and find a mortgage that suits you, whether you're buying, moving, or looking for a better rate. Barclays. Make money work for you.
The all-new Hyundai Insta 2025 World Electric Vehicle. The 2025 World Electric Vehicle is here and available for a 24-hour test drive. The all-new Hyundai Insta and Insta Cross. Are you in?
We know travel can be confusing. That's why I use travelup.com. Once booked, you can change, cancel, and get refunds, all online with just a few clicks. And while you're away, TravelUp has you covered. Get your gate number directly to your phone. And get this, TravelUp will even automatically process your compensation claims if your flight has been delayed or disrupted. Book now on travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. TravelUp. Flights, hotels, holidays.
जब मेहमान नवाजी में कोई कसर बाकी ना हो, तब जान लो घर में आज दावत है, दावत. Bring out your finest.
Life is complicated. Hastings Direct Car Insurance is simple. You've got a lot going on. A lot. Trying to save could really grind your gears. So come on, let's get a great deal off the ground! Nice driving. Hastings Direct is simple. Great cover, great price, and a great app makes us one of the UK's top choices when comparing car insurance online. Hastings Direct. Simplicity is the best policy.
Broadband switchers are choosing EE. It's no wonder, because you can rely on our full fiber, and our Wi-Fi controls give you peace of mind and easier bedtimes. All for just $26.99 a month. We'll even cover up to £300 of your leaving fees. Offer ends Thursday.
Panda Bingo is the home of brilliant bingo rooms, great games, and out-of-this-world offers. It's absolute pandemonium at pandabingo.com/bingo.
Hiya. Americano, please. Your house blend. Splash of oat milk.
Are you going to do this every time?
Nescafe Azura Americano.
So you're paying contactless, or...?
Irresistibly smooth barista-style coffee at home.
If your garage looks like this, you need Tougher Man. A leading supplier of shelving for your home or business. Assembly is quick, easy and boltless. Buy one bay from just $59.99, or you can get 3 bays from only $119.99, saving you nearly £60. Plus, you get a 5-year Storelex steel guarantee. Order now at tougherman.co.uk.
Magic family moments deserve the perfect setting. A stylish awning from House is the ideal addition to your outdoor space. Available in a range of colours and finishes, and with the option of integrated lighting and heating, you can enjoy your outdoor space for even longer. Now that is magic. House awnings, made for life.
How long's it been then? We met about 8 years back. What? Yeah, serious relationship.
He has this way of looking into my eyes.
Knows how to treat me. Gentle, considerate.
Did I tell you he owns his own business? I think he's going to pop the question.
Better or worse?
Better.
Our opticians and audiologists own their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
Apparently, he's seeing half the town.
Book an appointment today.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
To analyze the Ahmedabad plane crash details. Hi there, a very good afternoon. You're watching NDTV 24/7. My name is Kitty Behel. We're starting this edition with some big breaking news now coming in. Well, there is a video of an altercation between a woman and a Rapido driver in Bengaluru's Jayanagar that has gone viral. That's the video on your TV screens. The Rapido driver was seen slapping the female passenger after the argument they had went out of control. What's also being learned is that the woman who had booked a Rapido bike ride was irked with the rider for his rash riding. And after she questioned him over the same, she's also even said to have abused him. However, we'll try and get more confirmation on that as to what really transpired there exactly from my colleague Deepak. We are given to understand the argument had escalated and they both could not understand each other, as one spoke only English and the rider only Kannada. All right, this is what has happened. In Bengaluru, we understand. My colleague Deepak Bopanna also now joins us on the broadcast. Deepak, this is very unfortunate. We had this video that's playing on our TV screens here. This woman was slapped apparently by the Rapido driver and she's seen falling on the ground. What really happened there? What action is being taken in this regard?
Well, whatever the argument was, the attack, the assault was completely unwarranted and appalling, to say the least. What's even more appalling is that people are mere onlookers to this, incident. The society as a whole, time and again, questions are raised as if we are doing, enough to protect our women on the streets. And here in broad daylight, while a woman is being slapped, and we are looking at those visuals on our screens, nobody coming to her rescue is something that has shocked everybody. Now, this is an instance where, we've been told that she booked a, ride, was not very happy with the way he was riding. He was negligent, he was rash. She confronted him about this, they stopped. and an argument broke out. There was an issue about what she was saying, because they were not able to communicate in the same language. She continued to speak in English and question him, while he continued to speak in Kannada. There were locals there who were trying to mediate, but while she refused to pay, what was due, and then said that she won't give a helmet, is what we are learning. Again, these are based on some of the information that we are picking up. That's when this individual is said to have slapped this woman. She falls to the ground. Even then, nobody there reprimands him, or at least doesn't look like in the video. And right now the police are hoping that the woman gives them all the details so that an FIR could be registered. What we are picking up is that she does not want to pursue this case right now. Based on the initial information that they were able to gather, the Jayanagar police have registered a non-cognizable report in the case, and they continue to investigate. If the woman decides to go ahead and give all the details and cooperate with the investigation, they want to register an FIR as well. The cops are also looking at the option of whether, based on this particular video footage that's available, whether they can also, suo moto take up a case too. All of these developments expected, but meanwhile...
Can you also tell us when did this incident happen? Also, you're saying that nobody came to the rescue of this woman, nobody came for help to help this woman?
Yes, it's clear from the video, isn't it? When this man slaps her, the people are there, watching. And the least that they could have done is reprimanded him, held him off. But the argument after that as well continues as the woman questions him how he could, lay a hand on her, and that, she will look into this. And the locals or whoever were there, bystanders, really don't come to her aid. What exactly was the conversation before that? Even if, she was abusive, he should have gone ahead and filed a complaint with the police or taken this matter differently. But assaulting a woman there in broad daylight was something that was quite appalling, to say the least. The police, like I said, are looking at two options. One is to speak to the woman once again, who has said that she does not want to pursue the matter, to file an official FIR, or suo moto take up the case. The incident, of course, taking place day before yesterday. The police continue to investigate the matter.
All right. Thank you so much, Deepak Bopanda, for getting us all those details there. We understand no FIR has been registered so far because the woman doesn't want to go ahead with her complaint. But, we understand the police has insisted that she file an FIR in the case, she file a complaint, so that appropriate action can be taken against this man who's seen slapping her and assaulting her in broad daylight in front of the public there. But nobody, of course, came to her help, and that is quite evident in the video that we are showing to us here, to you here on your TV screens. All right, we will try and get more details on that in just a bit. Big breaking news are coming in. We are learning in connection with the Ahmedabad crash probe. DNA samples have been matched for 94 bodies now. The count has risen. We understand, families have been eagerly waiting for this day and night. They've been waiting at the hospitals also for the confirmation of the DNA match. We are now given to understand that a total of 99 bodies, 99 DNA samples have been matched with the bodies that have been recovered from the crash site. This is what we are learning at the moment now. Well,